How's it going, guys, and welcome to the Minute channel. We have a video today. This is going to be a discussion video here. As you can see, I am kind of in the middle of moving and everything, so you guys are kind of gonna see some interesting backgrounds, I guess. Anyway, so today we're going to talk about a thing that I've seen a lot of people talk about online, and that is Persona 3, particularly one of the things that a lot of people talk about, which is Persona 3 The Answer. So if you don't know, Persona 3 The Answer is a separate set of content that was released during Persona 3 Fest. It is only available through Fest. If you play portable, it's not going to be available there, which a lot of people have even discussed if it's even canon or not, but that's not a video for that. So today we're going to talk about whether I believe or not that Persona 3 Fest The Answer is good as an epilogue to the original game, and kind of my thoughts and feelings about it. I'm not going to discuss any spoilers or anything like that, so do not worry. If you're kind of worried about spoilers or anything, don't worry, it's not going to be the video for that. So anyway, just kind of jump into it. As I mentioned earlier, Persona 3 Fest The Answer, just The Answer, I guess I'm going to call it that from now on. It's basically the epilogue, as I said, additional content, kind of wrapping up things up from the original game. If you remember, at the end of Persona 3, a lot of things happened, and kind of the game, especially Persona 3, the original one, kind of abruptly ends. People kind of not knowing, you know, hey, what's going on with the character, what happened with the main protagonist and everything. So Persona 3 is supposed to be that. It's supposed to give you some answers, obviously, as the name implies, but also give you some additional information, not just about the main protagonist, but also about the rest of the cast. And that's one of the things where I feel like it's very divisive, because from one sense, a lot of people really don't like how certain characters act. They act as a way that is kind of a little bit different from the original game. And on the other hand, there are some characters, for example, Aegis, that get a lot more characterization because of the events of Persona 3. So in that sense, there is kind of a disconnect, and a lot of people don't really like, again, how the characters interact with each other, or what some characters say in the game and everything. And again, that's, in that sense, I feel like that is up to debate, how you feel about it or not. It's not gonna be unanimous whether people like The Answer or not. I particularly think The Answer is pretty good on the sense of, I like what they did because it did needed to have some kind of closure. Again, as I mentioned before, Persona 3 really didn't explain anything, and Persona 3 The Answer just kind of leaves you that epilogue of like, okay, well, things could go from this direction or this. You kind of get a sense of where the characters are and all that. And I actually really like that a lot. I feel like it's a really interesting, adds to a different interesting conversation. And again, myself, I enjoy what I play there. However, there are some caveats as far as like actually being able to play The Answer. As I mentioned before, there are some things that I guess a lot of people will not like. One of them being is The Answer is one of those things that is very grindy. If you are an RPG fan and you like playing Persona 3, or didn't like playing Persona 3 rather, Persona 3 Fest, particularly The Answer, is more grinding than anything else. I feel like it's one of those games that unless you really enjoy the combat, you're definitely gonna have a hard time on this one. I know a lot of people are like, well, now you can do the patch, you know, what people do mods, so you can play with additional characters and everything. Back in the day when I played on the PlayStation 2, it was a real pain in the ass to get through, and I particularly did not enjoy playing through The Answer through the gameplay stuff, because honestly, as much as I love the gameplay in Persona 3, I feel like it's one of the weakest aspects of the game. It does have some mechanics that don't really stay well, especially if you compare it to, again, future iterations like Persona 4, Golden, or Persona 5. You know, obviously there are some improvements from there on, and it kind of like it in that sense. Particularly, I like The Answer, but the gameplay is going to be one of those aspects that is going to either make it or break it when it comes to you enjoying the game, I think. Overall, I think The Answer should be played if you are interested on kind of actually experiencing what happened after the events of Persona 3. But if you, for example, get Persona 3 Portable and you can't play it, you can also just watch like a YouTube video about it and everything. There are some really good condensed versions of the answer that kind of gives you the information that you need without having to go through the grind or anything like that, which again is one of the most aspects that some people may not like about the game. Overall, I do recommend it, but it's really up to you. I think what the answer does is good enough to give you that additional epilogue, to give you that closure of like what happened in the game. You may see some jokes like Dorkun and all that stuff. That's pretty much where that kind of stuff come from, where those memes come from. A lot of that kind of stuff gives you more details and everything. On the other hand, I also feel like it does add more character to some of the characters. It gives them more depth, if you will. For example, Aegis and Yukari, both of them really get a lot of characterization. They really flesh out the relationship with Mitsuru, as well as with the other classmates. For example, Akihiko. You know, Akihiko and Mitsuru are supposed to be like more like childhood friends. Like they're supposed to know longer than everybody else. And in the answer, they also give you kind of more of that, oh, where does that friendship come from and all that. So again, it does give you more fleshing out for the characters and everything. So yeah, that's pretty much in this video here today, talking about the answer and what I like and don't like about it. I would like to hear your thoughts and feelings about it. Do you recommend it to people or not? Again, final thoughts about it. Check it out if you're interested in it. I particularly say if you don't like the gameplay in Persona 3 too much, you're definitely not gonna enjoy the gameplay on the answer, because it's just harder on that sense. But if you are willing to go through the grind of it, because there is quite a bit of it, you're definitely gonna get a good experience with the game. At least that's my thoughts and feelings about it. But let me know again in the comments down below. And if you recommend to someone else, be sure to be mindful with spoilers and everything. If you are gonna comment some kind of big spoilers, because there are some big spoilers for Persona 3 in the answer. So if you want to read through those comments, at least be mindful of spoilers and everything. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. But before we end this video, I want to thank all the members: Miko, Another Fox, Demicro, H2DK, King Narukami 45, Ethan McNeil, and Rising Oilblin. Thank you so much, guys, for your support. I couldn't make these videos without your help.